What's his name?
You may be talking about Dion?
Yeah, Dion. Dion told me that it does not require a fee waiver.
So did you hand this in over the counter?
No, I stopped doing that since I have over 35 things I handed in that are not in the screen.
So how did the writ of error come to the courthouse then?
Oh, I don't know.
But if it's getting...
Well, how did you call who called the appellate court? By the way, you have no authority to do the things you're doing.
I don't know who called the appellate court. You spoke with the appellate court?
Well, hold on a second. I've called them every day. I asked for Sarah. She's in charge of my case. She's never called me back, ever. I haven't spoken to her in 2.5 weeks. And I send them things every day. And they get rejected. And they're blaming Sarah, who I'm told is not even there. So hold on a second. Who's returning all our appellate brief crap?
Can I please just get Sarah's last name?
Howard. Her email is Sarah Howard at, I think it's conn.ct.gov.
Okay.
Who the hell is returning our crap if it isn't Sarah?
So you gave it to the appellate court?
I gave it to both courts.
Oh, okay.
And how did I get a call about it?
Hold on.
Hold on a second. You have no authority to do that. Zero.
Hold on.
That's a felony. You just committed another felony. It's about your 50th. And by the way, the motions for summary judgment, okay?
Okay.
Your guys are claiming that the 35 summonses were never signed by the clerk.
Okay.
I handed them in with the amended writ.
Okay.
They were attached. I asked for a copy. You gave me a time-stamped cover of the updated writ, but not the... You didn't give me anything underneath.
So it looks like there was something,
I have my copies that I gave to you, but your signed copy is not in the case. Because, where is it?
So I do see there's something 196. When I open it, it does say, docket number 22.
Hey, hold on a second.
Yeah, sure.
You are destroying the records. They're not in the screen. I have my copy.
Yep.
You don't. I have 200 cases that are not in the screen. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, that was before your time. That was Elizabeth Conn. Okay, she kept every document I ever filed on her desk for over 90 days. And there's 200 of them. And they were all dismissed. How is that possible? Who took over her cases when she retired?
I don't know.
Well, guess what? I have my copy of everything. So, my case I think it's case number 102. I submitted to you guys more than 12 times. It's time-stamped 12 times. You cashed my check, and it's not in the screen. And it's a money laundering case against Bernie Madoff. So tell me where it went, and why it's never been heard. Because, by the way, I have over 200 fee waivers that were denied, and I'm on Husky. How did you manage that one? You can't deny my fee waiver without a hearing, which has never taken place. Am I wrong?
So you can deny the fee waiver, but then you get to have a hearing on it.
Yeah, I circled them and sent them back in asking for a hearing. And none of them... I've never had a hearing.
Did you have a hearing like 2 weeks ago?
That's with Clark on the other... That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's totally different.
Okay.
I'm saying the 200 documents I sent to you are missing because they're on Elizabeth Condren's desk. And And she retired knowing, where did her shit go? Storage? You better find it, because Ryan couldn't find it. I asked Ryan where those cases were, and he couldn't find them. So there's 200 cases missing, and they're all money laundering cases. Like, I sold 1,000 AMAT at 60, and that was 60 grand. I never got the money, and I had to pay the tax on the gain. Why? I never got the proceeds. I don't have a gain. In other words, the bank generated a 1099 with the sales proceeds, calculated the gain. There's no gain. I never got the money. You guys covered up 200 cases of money laundering. You are now involved. The IRS wants the money, and you have it, not me. You took my check, you cashed it, you never processed the case, and you dismissed the case 200 times. Where are the 200 fee waivers that I sent in saying I request a hearing? Because Genario is all over that thing. You know what Heather Lindsay says about Genario, right?
I don't know that that's really relevant to anything I can help you with, though.
Well, if he's a child predator protector, then that I would have to believe her, because I've looked at the 500 Connecticut priests that had sex with boys, and Genario's uncle was in charge of those investigations, and he never prosecuted them. They all died waiting for him to be them to be prosecuted, and then he died, and he never prosecuted anyone. And that's why Genario's a judge? Are you joking me? Are you joking me? They have leverage over him, and you're providing leverage over me by following his instructions. All you guys do is follow the judge's instructions. Really, screw Mr. Flynn. The subpoena I talked about with you was my permission from a federal judge to look at your Edison back office system, which you guys denied me. You're aware of this, right?
No, I don't know anything about it.
Well, I walked in your office, in the glass room there. I handed it to Ryan, a federal judge warrant, subpoena, to view the Edison system with respect to my cases that are missing, and you escorted me out of the building. Really? That's obstruction. That's conspiracy. I handed him the documents where the judiciary ruled that I was allowed to look at the Edison record. Do you understand? And how does Ryan start talking about how the system can't be erased? Why did he bring that up?
I can't speak for Ryan.
Right, because it's false. You guys didn't. And then I went to the criminal clerk and asked the same thing, and guess what? His wife works there, right? She the manager? So the Flanagans are corrupting the entire system? Is that what you're trying to tell me? When am I going to have an appointment to view the Edison records from the subpoena I gave? Answer the question. I want the time and date. Read the subpoena. I have a copy of it. You have the original.
No, I don't know anything about the subpoena. I mean, Ryan's not in today. If you want, you can...
Of course he's not. Of course he's not in today. Hold on, let me see if I can grab the subpoena if it's really just handy. It may not be just handy. Hold on. I'm looking for it. I have a copy. Judge Meyer is the guy. Call me today or email me the time and date I am to inspect those records. And by the way, I'm not allowed in the building with a camera or my recorder. That's illegal, okay? I am allowed in the clerk's office with my phone. That's the law. You guys take my phone at the front desk for the last 30 times, I have receipts. It is illegal. I gave them the law. There is a law saying I cannot be denied my phone in the clerk's office. Period. Are you familiar with the law? Because I gave it to the marshals many, many times. How is it that Judge Blowy from the Sandy Hook murders, you know, he lives a mile and a half from Sandy Hook, and he was the judge. Oh, here it is. Here, I got it in my hand. It says, let me read it to you. By the way, I'm a journalist. I don't know if you knew that. Here, section 1-10A of the practice book. I may record and photograph court proceedings and trials permitted by the court by judiciary authority. Yeah, I've read you guys the law, and you still take my phone. By the way, in Waterbury, they took my memory card out of the phone. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Well, you're not allowed to take my phone, even though Judge Blowy thinks so, and you're following Judge Blowy's orders. By the way, there are ex parte communications between Randolph Blowy, Gennario, Kremrich, Kavanowski, Judge White, problem. Then Judge McShane and Judge Truglia. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not.
So you have the criminal court in Bridgeport falsifying records for Judge Blowy. And Judge Randolph is talking about it on the record. Are you aware of that transcript?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Well, that's why I want to see the Edison system. Tell me the time and date I am going to view it. If you don't, I'm going to have you arrested. Okay? That's the law. I'm going to follow the law. It's not a threat. It's my right. It's a privilege. And by the way, I'm a reporter with a First Amendment right, which you're fully aware of. So why are you taking my phone? I have a protective right that you've been violating the last 50 times I came to the court. Can you explain that? No?
Well, I can't. I really can't speak to any of this. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll send you my license. I'm a reporter. I am a blogger. Yeah, and I'm a U.S. Senate candidate. And I want to know when I am inspecting the Edison system before you erase it. Ryan Flanagan provided you with an opportunity to erase that record. They better be there, because Randolph's transcript talks about it, and those words better be in there. Do you understand? When Judge Randolph says that Tomaccio, who falsified 11 arrests, do you realize that Sam Magliore appeared for 5 arrests in one thing? He had 10 witnesses, and McShane turned around and said, clear the courtroom. And Sam Magliore said, if I leave the courtroom, will I be arrested? The judge said no. Guess what happened? Sam appeared, I was there, Andrew was there, Heather was there, there were 10 other people. It was recorded, and Sam was arrested, do you understand? For non-appearing when we were witnesses. I handed in an affidavit saying I witnessed it, and what happened to me? Guess what happened to me?
I don't know.
Heather Lindsay was threatened at gunpoint by Michael Ahuja, Dr. Ahuja's brother, who's claiming that he bought Judge White. What do you think?
I don't have any opinions on it.
Well, hold on. That happened on May 30th. It's now the 21st. 51 days later, an unregistered handgun and an unregistered car pulled into Heather Lindsay's driveway. They pulled a gun on her. They said, if you don't back off on this lawsuit, you're going to be shot like your son. They already shot her son. Did you know that? Do you know he was shot in the back of the head?
I don't know anything about any of this. No, I'm sorry.
Well, you better know. You need to know, and I need to know when I'm inspecting these records. 3 people are being held at gunpoint. I'd like to know when you're allowing me in there, since the threat was made 51 days ago. So if the judge wasn't bought, why aren't they prosecuting a guy with an unregistered handgun pulling up to Stamford in a residential neighborhood, pulling a gun on a lady? By the way, Heather Lindsay, right? You know her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she was raped. She woke up. She was drugged by Michael Ahuja and AJ Ahuja and Sonny Ahuja. So tell me why. Chris Kelly has the same complaint that Mike Ahuja threatened him. And why didn't Kavanewski grant the protection order? Can you tell me?
No, I can't.
Okay, I went with Chris Kelly to the hearing for a protection order. What's the status with my protection order? I filed for a protection order. Where is it?
I'm not aware of it.
I gave it to Sean.
I'm sorry. I'm not aware of it.
Okay, so here we go. I handed in a protection order request because I got threatened too. And you lost it?
No, I'm not aware of this. I mean, if you want, you can speak to Sean, but I'm not aware of it.
Well, guess what? Chris, Heather, and I are plaintiffs in a lawsuit together, and all the plaintiffs have been falsely arrested. Andrew Pritchard. Do you know Glenn?
Glenn? No, I don't know a Glenn now.
Oh, Glenn was tied to a chair and injected with shit. We don't know what he was injected with. I got a problem with that. Glenn is disabled. I'm disabled. Heather's disabled. So now, people who with disabilities are being threatened at gunpoint and injected with shit, and we don't know what we're being injected with? Glenn has food allergies. He's lactose intolerant. He can't have gluten. He can't have a lot of stuff. He eats practically nothing because he's allergic to every type of food substance there is. So what did you guys inject him with? I'm not saying you. You were not involved in his false arrest. But do you know about Andrew Pritchard's false arrest?
No, I don't.
70 cops showed up at his house and stole his home. He had no mortgage. It's a case. There's 400 motions. It's in the screen. And he has never had a hearing. And by the way, he has 19 habeas corpus filed in the court. Are you aware of that?
No, I was not aware of that.
19. How are you processing the 19 habeas corpus?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with it at all.
You are mentioned in them. You are named in them. How could you not know you have a felony against you?
Well, just because I'm named in a court filing doesn't mean that I would know about it.
Excuse me? It's a felony. So I'm asking you questions you can't answer. You have 20 felonies against you already, and you're not telling me when I can inspect the records that would confirm everything I'm talking about right now.
I think, my knowledge of what you're talking about is very limited.
You are being groomed to a top judge position, I am told that, okay? So you got a lot of balls telling me this. Got it?
I'm confused. I don't know what that means.
You are being groomed for a top judge position.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware of any of this.
How could you make so many rulings against pro se litigators from your throne as a clerk with no power? Whose instructions are you following? Name the names. Go ahead.
I don't make rulings as a clerk. We just fulfill an administrative function.
No, you don't. If you follow the Administrative Procedure Act, you would know that you had felonies. You're named in these things. I've seen them. Do you work with Kavanowski?
Yeah, work with,
Kremrich? You work with Kremrich?
Yeah, we...
Okay, so how did Kremrich dismiss the Stephen Barrier murder trial? How? He said I didn't have standing. I was assaulted by the same cops. It's in the document. It's in the screen. I wrote a thing about it. Where's that? It's not in the machine. Who took it out? I was assaulted by the same cops that murdered that kid. It's a fact. The chief state's attorney took $1.5 million bribe. It's in the case. It's in the complaint. He was fired for that. Richard Colangelo was fired for taking a bribe that I named in that case, and you guys dismissed it. How was that case dismissed if I had my tooth chipped by that cop? And I talk about it in the complaint. How do I not have standing if I was assaulted? Because that's what he ruled. And guess who signed it? Guess. I think you did. I could be wrong. This case was filed in 2020.
Just to be clear, the judge is the ones who sign it.
No, I've seen the things with your signature, not the judge.
No, the judges put their signature in there. We just...
No. I am telling you right now, I want to inspect these records. When is it happening? Is it happening today? Let's make it happen today before you go and tell all the judges before they erase everything.
I think maybe you may want to speak to Ryan about this.
No. I want an appointment today. I'm coming at 12 o'clock. I'll be there at 12 o'clock. It's 10:07. If it doesn't happen today, I will. I've been going to the FBI for 20 years. Okay? Guess why James Comey is getting arrested soon?
I don't know.
Because he sold Hammer Scorecard to the CCP. You know what Hammer Scorecard is?
No.
It's the hacking data software for phones that was used in the 2020 presidential election hack. James Comey is the Connecticut ex-FBI director. Do you understand that?
I did not know that.
Okay. James Comey ran the Connecticut FBI Hartford office. Then he was hired by Diallo. They paid him $13 million, and then he went down for the Hillary Clinton email investigation, Benghazi, Uranium One. You know what Uranium One is?
No.
Okay, Hillary Clinton and her husband sold a stockpile of uranium to the Russians, who gave it to Syria. What do you think?
I don't have any opinions on the matter.
No, they took bribes, $500,000. While Hillary was Secretary of State, she let her husband broker a deal with Canada for the Russians and sold them our uranium. That's treason. Because now they're threatening to blow us up with our own uranium we sold them. Are you aware of that?
I was not.
Do you know what the K container ship deal is?
I don't.
Okay, so next to Cape Canaveral, where our Trident sub base, is a Russian K container company that, trucks have truck beds. They come in on container ships. Mm-hmm. So thousands of container ships come into Cape Canaveral every day. Mm-hmm. Okay. They're being scanned for nukes. Why? Because of the beach ball. Do you know what the beach ball is?
No.
Okay. North Korea has the beach ball. It's a nuclear weapon the size of a garbage pail. They're checking the container ships that come into the United States. Remember when they said, there's all these problems, all these ships are sitting off in the ocean, and there's a supply chain issue? Remember that?
Yep.
That's because they had to be scanned for nukes. Are you aware of that? No.
was not.
Okay, well, here we go. Let's get back on target. Okay? I'm coming at 12 o'clock. I better be able to view that stuff, and I'm bringing my recorder. And then you need to go and alert the marshals that I'm coming. Because if you stop me, I'm going to have you arrested. Period.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't think I didn't get Comey in trouble, you're wrong. If you don't think Richard Colangelo is no longer the chief state's attorney because of me, you're wrong. He took a bribe in the Barrier murder and Kremrich covered it up. And you work for Kremrich. Really? There's other cases that are equally disturbing. The one I have in my office is the worst one, and I haven't brought it up. But by the way, I was the first whistleblower against Bernie Madoff in 2000. He recently passed away like 4 months ago. You know that none of the cases I filed against him through the Stamford Superior Court were ever heard? Not one. That's over 250 cases. So you guys obstructed every law there is. Because he was NASDAQ chairman. So Connecticut Stamford Superior Court kept saying, you need to arbitrate this with NASDAQ. And Bernie Madoff was chairman of NASDAQ. So they couldn't arbitrate, you couldn't hear the cases, and they've never been heard. 10 of them got transferred to the federal court, which has an even worse problem than the state court. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Blumenthal has a written confidentiality agreement with every federal judge in the state. So in the 5G case where Heather Lindsay's being threatened and Chris Kelly and I, right? Blumenthal's a defendant and the judge has a signed confidentiality agreement with him. Really? And he won't disclose it. Guess what it says?
What? Hello?
We're all going to read it someday.
Okay.
And by the way,
attend to some other matters.
yes, I'm coming at 12 o'clock. Be there with bells on.
Okay.
Bye.